Are we on? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Microphone check. Lights.
Cameras.
Hit me. This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
Ni macho world champion. Yo, Otokunor my high school. Ni macho doctor. Yo.
Again packing my school. Again she forget.
Kaya no ko kase mo. Che. Macho le bonafio. A future a pensiona.
Vincent.
Again packing she my skakeba.
Boy, uti a choni. Renje choni. No, she ka jo mi ba.
What chake one here ko on.
O kan pa ko ni bo le mi. Yo.
Hey! Kole, look on the time of me.
They know for money they know just school what you go tell no for money when you boss here. Film why no fee.
You tell what you're champion. I could believe man much of a champion.
That guy.
Coach, 1 minute. We talk Otokunor, Hafiz, Mbappe.
Otokunor dear box and ye. My I win fight.
Otejimo ya win fight.
To ba fit to ba endure pace e ko ba world champion.
What one ya wo? Why am showing?
What's your much papa?
Well, wait, like they say, if it's nice, you definitely have to play it twice. Now, you just watched the trailer live on your screens now. Well, production crew is live in the studio this morning. I'm honored to have them join us on the show. Let's do a quick run through. The man himself is here, Salifu Abdul Hafiz, cinematographer. You add all the graphics to it, he's there. All of it today inside, all of it. Film director, the man himself, Albert Chebaf, was also here. Good morning, sir. How you doing? Without this dead man, like the two of you, go do this place inside. Mr. Daniel Kofi Ewusi, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Executive director of this production you just saw. Gentlemen, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
The women are lacking in the squad. Why? Women empowerment now.
Right. Please add me to your team. Will you add me?
First off, no, congratulations. This is good. This is really good. Like I was saying earlier on that, a shadow will only be cast when there's an obstruction from light, So once you guys have taken this out, now we're breathing some light into our spaces. I just saw the trailer. I am moved by one, local language. Number two, drilling down something that is very, very us, boxing. Right in the heart of Jamestown. I don't know which other elements, using actors that are, they understand the space. And the boy, we're talking about him. He's an actual boxer, isn't he?
Yes.
I can see. Man, this boy will whoop me anytime.
All of us.
Okay, all right. Let's have I'll come to to you guys. What made you decide to invest? This is a very, very big part of the project, the investment. Why did you decide to want to invest into this space, this film, and this particular film?
Well,
and how did the story come about? Who convinced who?
All right, so we were about to shoot some TV series called Polish on Deck. And so I had to make a quick travel to the UK. Mm-hmm. And so in the flight, I came across a short film, a Ghanaian short film.
On the flight?
On the flight.
On the screens?
On the screens.
Hey.
And so...
It'd be so. Because I know it's been, the conversations have been around trying to get our content on such,
Yeah. And then that film was shot in Jamestown. Actually, I was born in Jamestown. Mm-hmm. I was born in Choko.
Okay.
Raised in Jamestown. And, so when I came across that short film, I was like, I can do better than this.
Wow.
Looking at my background, I did Jamestown Fisherman TV series, and I was like, oh, this is coming from my area. I can do better than this. So that motivated me. So I came back and met the team, and I told them, listen, let's put that TV series aside.
Wow.
Let's go do this.
Wait, hold on.
This will take us.
There's a question there. How did you guys feel about that? you know, it's like an artist has done a song, and then once
almost
released
ready,
it, almost ready, and then boss say, Charlie.
It was a nice song, but that's not it.
How did you guys feel about that?
So we are always ready to work, and so and we have a common language that we speak, and we also believe in each other. So when the boss said, you know what, this is what I'm seeing, let's do it, we were like, I was like, let's go. We have equipment sitting here, we have crew, we have cast, we can always reach out. So we're like, let's go.
This is the TV answer. I want the
offline answer.
Ask this one.
The truth is,
Yeah.
I have been doing films for over 10 years.
Yes.
And I'm all about the box office.
Okay.
I've been to the Silver Bear like how many million times?
Yeah.
I have literally written 13 episodes of this script.
Okay.
Cast already done. Rehearsed. Prepared.
You're not talking the language.
Waiting for him to touch down and say, okay, this is your money, go film. And then he comes and says, Charlie, come to the office, let's talk. And it's like, can we do something different? And I'm like, okay, but this is not going to bring money. It's a short film, and there wasn't a vision at that moment for me. No. I mean, we've seen the boy already. Him and I had been there. The three of us plus
That's
other team
the
members.
Otokunor, the boy.
Yeah, the prince.
Okay.
We've been there prior to his traveling. We had another idea with and for the boy.
Okay.
So he comes and says, you remember that other idea? Can we turn it into a film, brother? I'm like, can't we finish this first? You know,
And
this
then-
is going to give us the money we're looking for. So, and again, he had that passion when he was speaking. And I was thinking, for somebody to want to throw in all this money, and it's not small money we're looking at that time, because I had told him if I was to do anything film, it had to be big. So if I'm going to throw away polish on that and do a short
Which was cooked
film,
and ready to go.
exactly, script done, everything, then this must mean something. But anyway, that's the investor, and he knows where he wants to put the money. So get back on the machine, put together a script, and let's do it.
So now in convincing them to, switch this up, because this was now green, fresh, no scripts had been done. I want to understand. So what was the process? What was happening? How long did it take you? Because now this means new budgets in all. How did that whole process happen as well?
So, like I said, I'm a scriptwriter.
Yeah.
And I had already done a research on the kid. And I had done research on boxing and Jamestown. So the next thing was for us to reset the mind.
Okay.
Get onto the computers and start writing all over. I have a team of writers I consult as and when I need. There's one boy in tech. He's called DM Prince. So I called him and I said, look, I want us to rewrite this. I do the plotting, I send it to him, he goes through, he brings his idea, I call another writer called Clono B, and so for a period of a month, the only thing we were doing now was to develop the story and write the script. So time and again, I have to be going to that spot, Jamestown, looking at the story, the life, the people, creating believable stories. We need to trip to the beach, stay with the fisher folks, look at what they are doing, just oppose it against what we know.
Yeah.
Because at this point, we are coming to tell people's stories. In as much as it's fiction, it's close to reality.
Yeah.
Because these are life of these people, and we are about to tell our story. So we needed to be very certain we're saying what the people knew.
Okay.
So for a period of, say, a month, all we were doing now in the office, eat, write, sleep, eat, write. We finished the first draft. We all sit around it. This person reads. And again, like, he, the investor, is also a filmmaker. So he's not a novice, and that is his background.
Yeah.
So there are things we say, he brings back and he says, no, it's like that. We go back, we argue about it, we consult people. You'll be amazed that the script had to go through over 20 people. This one reads it from Jamestown, says, no, what feeling I can't, go through it.
Shut the gap, people.
And says, oh, no, be legit, I can't feel late. We go, and these aren't film people. and we are asking them to put their stories out there. And again, the stories we are telling isn't their real story. So sometimes they get confused, like, oh, no, we are not telling his life. We tell the life of a kid from Jamestown who wants to go to school and be a boxer. Because each and almost every kid there wants to be a boxer, and most want to go to school, they don't have the means to. So let's take Prince Labi out and create this. Even the title we had, it wasn't Otokunor. The first title was Burning. And we were working with it. We sat with the team. Then this one, the father says a story, he mentions something, and then a name pops up from somebody else who was nowhere near the film. So basically, it was like the community helped us to tell the story. And the actors, Uncle Fred Amugi, reads the script, brings his experience when he was a kid from the seaside. And so we took a month and say some days to finally agree, okay, this is what we want to produce. So I now presented it to the team. We all read it and we're like, okay, this is it. Then came the biggest question: how much do we need?
I was just about to go there. I was just about to ask you that, because this is a switch up in what budgets were allocated for the earlier series. Now this is a new space. This means more risks.
Full film.
Yeah, full film, more risks. Risk either 50-50, either it happens or it doesn't happen. But I'll come back to you on that question. And let me now get down into the story itself. Just give us, because we don't want to lose everything out to the public. People need to go and watch it.
Right.
Let's talk about just give us a gist about the story.
Okay, so it's about a kid who happens to be in a family that is very strong on tradition, and the father believes that he is a fisherman. His father was a fisherman. His great grandfather, all of them were fisher folk. So the kid must go through the same way of life. And this kid has higher ambitions. He wanted to be a medical doctor, and he couldn't get there because the father. Anytime this kid says he want to go to school, the father gets angry. It's like, oh yeah, Ishon or something. Why? So this kid never got the opportunity, and he was meant to be on the sea every now and then. And then he sees his fellow kid in a boxing gym trying to practicing. And then he gets inspired and wants to now be a boxer. That one, the father ball pass, because school says they don't make you go, but you won't be a boxer. And gradually, the boy was practicing on his own, and he's very fast. He's very good on with his hands. So gradually, he got an experience in the boxing gym where he was introduced one time and got the opportunity to try his hands, and someone discovered him. Someone was like, this boy, he's good. And so he was put in a ring and nobody could stand him. Wow. And so it went from there to where scouts came from Europe. They were here to sign a kid they had monitored for a long time. They got here and then they discovered Otokunor. And they're like, we're going to sign 2 of them, put them in school, train them, and make sure they are of age, and then we can take them abroad and be world champions. And
interesting.
The unfortunate thing that happened.
Yes.
That one
you've shown that you are script writing, because you see, movie day will take you go on and take you back. Take you back. There's something I'm drawing from this, and when you mentioned that it had gone through so many hands before the final thing, for you to pick something from a constituency like Jamestown, I have done some works there, and I understand how they protect their legacy in terms of story, what you say about them, and
outsiders.
What?
Outsiders.
Yeah, outsiders. So the relatability of the story from fiction to reality. I want to understand how, because you touched on it, but how the community embraces such things when you are picking their stories to retell the stories and the kind of impression that people have on them. Did they come with any challenges, difficulties? Was it an easy, smooth sailing process? And if I watch the film, do I get a true sense of what it is really on the ground?
Well, like I said earlier, I was raised in Jamestown. They are my people. And having done Jamestown Fisherman TV series, I know them. I know my people. Sometimes the challenges do come, but because I have experience with them, I control it. I control it. So, the story, I know my people. And dealing with them, it's a bit difficult. If you tell their story the other way, they'll tell you to their face. Yeah, and
I actually face that. I face that. So that's why I was asking that if you don't get it right, from the beginning, how people would just sort of find a way of cutting what you're doing, bringing it to an end.
Yeah. So, like director said, we wanted to name the film Benin. So after having series of meetings with father, the boy's father, he was like, Mbile mancheni, acholo Otokunor. Imba sumon ake abasha sini ni wose nye aka akegbe ko clone chele. Nya wo chalo Otokunor.
Please in English for those who don't understand Ghana.
Okay, so the father said, my son is a prince. His name is Otokunor. I don't want him to carry any other name apart from Otokunor. I don't want him to shoot a movie and get popular and then they call him any other name. One day he's going to become a king.
Okay.
And so
all right.
Maintain the name Otokunor.
So you see, this I'm asking the question with regards to the the conflicts that come with understanding that we are doing a story. We can decide to deviate and change the narrative of the place because it's fiction and we're all allowed to do fiction and the reality on the ground. Was it difficult dealing with the family, of the boy and allowing him? I'm sure he's in school or he's not in school. Yes, and his schedule and all that. I want to understand that bit as well.
So what we did, again, like I said, we've been doing this for years and we understand the dynamics of film. He's a kid. He's in school. So the first thing we had to do was to be certain that the family knew what we were about and they approved of it. We had to go to his school, have meetings with the administration of the school, explain to them what we are doing, the number of days the boy may miss school, and the essence of why he has to miss school. So if there was a need to have extra classes for him, the production was willing to bear the cost.
Wow.
That's
exactly.
nice.
That's
really
we
nice.
met the father, and this boy right from school, he goes to gym to train. So we made the father understand we're not going to interrupt with his personal life. I mean, almost every week prior to film, we were in Jamestown, getting the boy what we felt he needed in terms of upkeep, in terms of food, clothes, a few here and there, just to make sure the boy was not missing out the real life he had prior to the film, and also making sure he doesn't lose his life after the film. Because oftentimes when a kid enters into this space and the glam and everything hit him, he may not want to be a boxer again. And we started seeing it even after the successes and everything. So it was a good thing we did prior to that. And we made sure the family were involved. Everything we did, even the entire scripting, we didn't want to tell their story, and we didn't want to tell a story that was also not true. So we always make sure whatever we write, we ask them, what do you think? I mean, the father had his own ideas. It was important for us to listen and decide if we felt we needed this part of the story or that part. He brought us the child's life background, how he gave birth to him. Man, these were interesting to hear. It was going to help us to build the character of the boy, not the story.
Yeah.
So they were a part and parcel of it. And the people of the town, the police station, we made sure everybody knew what we were doing. And we made them understand we're not misrepresenting you. We're telling a story that may not sound nice to your face, but the ultimate goal is to help Jamestown.
In naming the film Otokunor, I know Otokunor is like a surname that people go by, right? I understand how, that is his name that he's going to bear when he grows up and all of that. But it's a family name. Have you been approached by,
other members?
By other members who are
we
not
know our people now.
So the father actually is a chief himself.
Oh, the guy,
the boy's father is a chief.
Okay.
And it is the name that belongs to the family.
Okay.
And he has spoken to his wife, his brothers, his uncles, his neighbors, the community, the chief of Jamestown. So they all knew what, and we didn't choose the name prior to filming. We made sure we were done. We kept the burning because it was working title. Everything we did, even our behind the scenes, and we were mentioning burning. It was when we got to post-production that we realized that this name, it speaks everything gone.
Yeah.
So let's keep it.
Okay. Now that said, burning and Otokunor is two different things, right?
Yes.
One was, very is English. I mean, come on. This is very typical, like you said yourself, right? Was there a time that maybe you thought of not going with burning, not going with Otokunor, and going with something else? And what was that going to be?
Okay, so right from the word go, burning was a working title.
Yeah.
We may or may not keep it.
Uh-huh.
When the name Otokunor was mentioned, almost everybody fell in love with it.
Yeah,
almost everybody.
It's actually strong.
It's very African. It's unique. It's not common, and it is the main character's name. So at this point, we all agreed if the film is about a kid, why not make it a kid's film? So every one of us agreed to the name.
Okay.
Yes.
I wanted to ask about now. Let me switch to Hafiz for a second. Now, it's one thing for me to be able to talk when there's no camera on me.
Yes.
And then when I have to now talk when there's a camera on me, it's another sweating procedure.
True.
So about the boy, he's a professional boxer. He has no acting background. Now switching him into that space, how was it like working with him?
He actually amazed the whole team because we thought it would take a lot to coach him, but the boy is very talented. Apart from boxing, he's so talented. It wasn't so difficult to get him to act. But we got he got Uncle Fred on set. He got a very good director and
able to coach him.
Yes. Uncle Fred is very experienced. There were moments that it would just be Uncle Fred and the boy, and he'll be correcting him, he'll be teaching him and all. So he did that. But the boy, there's this performance he put up when the father was about to slap the mother, and he was like,
I heard that bit.
I'm getting chills.
How many takes?
That was amazing. And right when director said cut, everyone was we clapped. So it wasn't so difficult getting him to play the role. He did it himself. He got very good directions, and he got a super experienced Uncle Fred to mentor him on set. So that's like a big blessing.
Yeah. Okay,
that's nice.
I know. Sorry, let me just still center on the directors for a bit. I know there's a culture to being on set and getting a lot of people watching and trying to get space to work with. We may not have that flexibility and ease of access of places like that when it comes to our film industry in Ghana because of how people are and did you have such challenges, in working in the space? Because you can't cut anybody's. You're going to cut anybody's workflow. You have to sort the person out, and that's where budget comes in, and all that. How was it working in the community?
So earlier on, the producer knows his people. Okay, but we had to do the right things. We had to first go to AMA and get a permit. Amazingly, the permit we had from government. The people said, "Where?" Government and so we make sure we have people on the ground who tell us, Chale nyana papane, go and see this man, speak to this man, this area he's the controller. So we make sure we saw who mattered, spoke to them, sorted them out, so they take care of their people. When we're doing the boxing scene, we're done with everything we knew was right. Another person wakes up and says, I sweep here every day.
Please. and maybe you may pick it up and then add it to how you made it happen. Because I had an experience doing shooting a production at Labadi Beach. When we started, we met this man who said he owned one of the stalls. It was his place, so we can shoot. So we started. We're filming, and one man comes and says, "Who gave us permission?" And so we mentioned the man. He says, "No, he's not the owner. He's his brother. He's the owner." We paid him. Another guy came and says that who gave us the permission to use the place? He said, "Oh, we mentioned 2 names." He says, "No, they take care of the whole place, and nobody has got the right to give permission."
No, everybody has to get that.
So we paid the guy too. Well, then another man came and he says that who gave us the right to film at Labadi Beach? And we said, "Oh, we've spoken to 3P. He says, "No. The chief has to be made aware." So some man came, sat down with some people, and some bodyguards came. So we paid them.
We had
and you are like another chief didn't come.
I'm telling you, my brother.
We had the same thing, even at the beach.
Yeah.
We see the lead fisherman. We know it done. I mean, we're using his boats, and he's the one we should pay. The people on the boat, we are done with them. The minute the camera was mounted, we were called through a PA system to attend a conference upstate, where we now get to see who owns which part of Jamestown Beach, who says what, who is in charge. We go and buy schnapp, go and buy this. So at that point, I was so frustrated. I mean, that was the first day of
now
filming.
The real stories are coming out.
I was so frustrated because, like I said, I've been doing this for years. I've worked with virtually almost everybody. I've done with Yvonne, Nelson, Majid, all of them. And
are you working on a movie for that? I am not.
No.
Okay.
I had done 2 films with her before, 50-50 The Man We Love with Majid. Yeah. And so when the people were now coming, we were on the set, mounted, ready. And then this one would say, "Well, the boat we are using is next to his boat." This one won't agree, so eventually they had to come and fetch him. So we had to now wait, go sit, and time is running. We waiting now. They're having a conference upstate. They done. He's done paying everything. They said, "You are done, but you're not done. We need some schnapp. We need this." He needs to jump on a bike, go look for it, and it was frustrating, but it's fun. I mean, this is what makes us different from the rest of the world. You can do all that you think is right, and you're still not done. So it's one of those challenges we had.
Okay.
With all of these challenges that you've highlighted, do you think that this is what other executive producers, directors, videographers are going through, and that is why the Ghanaian story, our Ghanaian narratives are unable to be pushed as they should be?
Part. Most of the time, I've had issues with colleague filmmakers. We do not write our own films. We write stories we can't even relate to. That's the first problem. And the issues we face there, it's everywhere. Like I said, I've been doing, the films I do, some of the stories aren't Ghanaian. If you go to someone else's house to book, you still go through the same challenge. If you call an agent to get you a house to film it, either they charge you some crazy amount of monies, and even when you're done, you still face these challenges. But the reason our stories aren't being pushed is because we are not telling our stories. That is the basic fact. We're not, and our journeys so far is confirmed to us that the only reason we are here crying is because we're not telling our stories.
Yeah, is what I'm saying. Maybe we are unable to tell our stories how we want to tell them, because someone will sit down and think through the stress that they have to go through in telling a Ghanaian story compared to now just writing a story that is not Ghanaian, that we can relate to. The ease in doing that, pushing through with that and creating a film out of that, compared to going to see A Billion Chiefs, paying, to so many people, clearance and all of that.
To executive producer on this, and what keeps you going, still oil to want to run all this machinery, because it can be quite frustrating.
Yeah.
So what keeps you going still, regardless of those things that he's mentioned, still you were bent on making this movie happen?
Okay, so
in a film industry that already now there are question marks.
Some years back, I happened to bring in some African American filmmakers. I'm sure you know them, the Davis Media Group, Sama Davids, and So they taught me filmmaking.
Okay.
They told me, said, listen, shoot films that relates to your community. Use your communities to shoot films. You will make it. And so for me, no matter the boundary, no matter the obstacles, I know what I want. So, in spite of all this challenge, for me, it is not a challenge to me. I see it as it's a normal thing. If you want the best, you have to go through the pains.
Yeah, to get it to work.
Absolutely.
And it's paid off well. I see an award in front of you. I don't know if you might want to tell us about this, because I'm told you bagged some nominations already.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Let me start.
Okay. This film has opened a lot of doors for us and for Ghana, because when we launched it, film festivals started reaching out, and like there are some details we can't share, but it's really big, and we've gotten film festivals across the world, Canada, United States, like not one, not two, more, Nigeria, UK, and Ghana, and God being so good, we got selection at the Orlando Urban Film Festival in Florida.
Oh wow!
And yes, that was big. We got there wanting to be part of the event, and God being so good, looking at what we did, out of a lot of submissions and all, we got the biggest award.
Congratulations!
Best short film at the Orlando Urban Film Festival, led director.
Wow! Yeah! Wow!
You know, I like how they are passing in between them, because
is joint.
Yeah, you can also tell teamwork.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not one person wants to take the glory, so that's good.
So, like Hafiz said, when we went to Orlando, we wanted to be part of the event because we had seen the films that were selected. And from where we coming from, the logistics and we think we've done a high budget, but that's like a low budget for those out there.
Yeah.
So we've seen the films we were competing with, and we just wanted to experience it. Everybody who knew where we're going kept saying, "You just go and experience it. Come back, use the experience, do better." And when we were there the Saturday prior to the event, we went to watch our film with some other Black Americans and other Americans who don't understand Ghana. Okay, so we knew they're gonna watch it and like, oh, it's from Africa. But we came out from the cinema and people come up to us and says, "You did a movie? That was beautiful." And we're like, "But you don't speak Ghana."
Did you help them with subtitles?
Yeah, the subtitles. And we're like, "But you don't speak Ghana." And they were like, even without reading, we understood the film.
Oh,
yeah,
and that was so encouraging to us. And at the event,
and there you are on your screens, all clad in your African.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we get there, and the awards start, and the best short film goes to Otokunor.
Least expected, right?
Least expected.
I can imagine the look on your face.
I was seated somewhere up there. Me, I'm just taking my pictures.
They told you go and come, Koshebinabra.
You know, and we win. Before that, there was another festival at Los Angeles, Independent Short Awards. And this was...
Please, so can we see the award?
Yeah. So this is from Orlando.
Okay.
Orlando Urban Film Festival.
Okay.
Yes. And Los Angeles, over 257 films. We were competing with films from China, films from Australia, films from Canada. 25 countries.
Wow.
The only African country in the 25 countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
And
congratulations,
our film
guys.
won the best short film. The best short film.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
The best short film.
Wow.
Yeah. And we were invited to the festival again. Unfortunately, we couldn't go because we were in New York by then, but Hafiz had to be there. And then we came back home.
You see some Nigerian artists run to go London, go perform. Is
you know, come back. You won't do it again.
Yes, and then back at home, there is the Black Star International Film Festival. And again, we won actually 2 awards. We won the Best Young Actor for Prince, the Boy. And the film won the best Ghanaian film short. Again, a cash prize of 5,000 Ghana cedis for each of the awards that we had.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So the total is...
We had 10,000.
Siwal is looking into your finances already.
And we are in nomination in Britain, British International Film Festival, which is happening next month.
Yeah.
We are in Sundance, which is in America next year.
Nice. Yeah.
Sundance Festival is big.
And a few in Kenya, in Nigeria. We are currently in a competition in Canada, Toronto Nollywood International Film Festival as well. So it's been interesting so far for us.
Wow.
It's really impressive.
Yes. Have you proven to anyone, have you proven to anyone who doubted this
Okay, so first and foremost, I didn't need to prove myself to nobody. Okay, like I said, I've been doing this for over 10 years. In fact, not to brag, but I think I'm one of the best 5 filmmakers in Ghana currently.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm one of the best.
Okay.
Talk your talk.
That's not bragging.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Because you know what you bring to the table.
Nobody
so
bring to the table.
Tell yourself.
The man brought the awards to the table. It's not figurative anymore. He brought it to
My
the table.
film, 2 of my films are the biggest grossing films at the Silverbird Cinemas. That's The Men We Love and 50-50. The biggest grossing films in the Silverbird Cinemas. Hafiz is one of the best cinematographers in the country.
Yes.
I have known him for almost 7+ years.
Then I beat you.
Daniel here is a very daring businessman.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And we all say thank you. And we all say thank you to him for being a businessman who puts the business and the finance and the heart and most importantly the faith in creatives. Right. Because Charlie.
And it's good. He's a film person himself. He's not one of those businessmen who don't know what you're doing. They are the ones that is quite difficult to explain to. He's been here. He's invested. He's lost. He's won. So he knows where he's putting his money.
That's good.
So before we started, I was so confident with the team I was working with. I mean, we've done it over and over and over and over. So even if we were going to shoot a 1-minute film, I knew we were not going to fail.
Okay, please hold on. You make it sound so sweet, nice, simple, easy. There were parts where there were disagreements. There were parts where let's go to that side small.
Before we I had wanted to ask, because of all the accolades, your awards, what you are going to win in the soon to come future. How are you plugging in Otokunor into all of these film festivals and stuff? I'd love to know. Also, for the people who want their short films and then even long length films together, how are the plugins working for you?
So we gained a lot of experience. Back in Florida, we actually were interviewed by yen.com, and I said that all the knowledge we're gaining, we want to bring it home.
Okay.
It was sad we were the only Ghanaians over there.
Yeah.
One thing the Nigerians have above us, they are not better filmmakers than us. They are not. They are not. I say they are not. But they help each other. Niger will never carry last. If one Nigerian sees gold here, every Nigerian will go there. And so they have the numbers everywhere. Whereas for us, when one Ghanaian sees gold, he sits on it. That's the sad thing here. Okay. So we go to an event and I'm the only big Ghanaian filmmaker and there are 100 big Nigerian filmmakers. There's no way an investor is coming to Ghana. No way.
Right.
He will go where there's multiplication of investment. Because you are the only one here. I'm coming to invest in a country where only you succeed. I want to go where everyone else succeeds.
Right.
Because the more investment, the more returns. So we said, I've actually spoken to the Film Crew Association. Some producers have reached out to us and we said, look, the means to go there is simple. Produce films that are real. Don't shoot movies where a president's daughter is acting like he's from Libya. Because we know who a president's daughter is like from where we come from. Don't shoot a film We have films where there is a banker who, throughout the 110-minute movie, 110, he's never been to the bank. It's not real. There's no banker who sleeps at home 7 a.m. It's not real.
Right.
So our stories aren't real, and it makes our actors look bad because they can't relate to the stories they're telling. You have an actor saying, I'm famished, and the look on his face don't show he's famished. But when the actor says, accommodate me, the expression tells you because he understands what he's saying.
Yeah.
And so our actors are speaking language they can speak, they don't understand. They know how to pronounce the word, they don't understand the words. The cameramen are picking visuals, they are just picking, they don't understand what they're telling. Let's tell stories that are true to us. The Nigerians, we are bashing them, they are telling films that is true to them. Right now, they're all moving away from the Range Rovers and going to their
traditional
roots.
culture, yeah.
Almost every Nigerian movie you see, there is a costume. They eat their food. They mention their name. They will a lawyer will speak Igbo, speak Yoruba. But we show films where we don't tell. There's nothing Ghanaian. Our dresses aren't Ghanaian. Our names aren't Ghanaians.
Is the TV in the background for me? The TV is the 1961 TV. Or maybe TV that...
It is. And even the fridge.
Is the TV in the background?
Have you seen the fridge?
Yeah, the fridge.
So real.
I like what you're saying about about telling our stories, and I want to know if you have any plans of telling the classic Ghanaian stories, the folk tales, the mystery and the mythology we grew up on. I mean, I'm not going to mention Otokunor. There have been like 60 billion attempts at Otokunor and Yas and Tiwa, and none of them have really made it because to tell that story, the money has to be money.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other stories that we've ignored. And I keep bringing this up. I saw recently, I think earlier this year, when Netflix put out a grant with, I think, UNICEF or something, UNESCO, $75,000 per story. And I was very disappointed to find that there wasn't one Ghanaian filmmaker in it. Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, everybody got some of the grants and we didn't. So I want to know if you have any plans of tapping more into that and also taking your film abilities. My daughter wants to be Spider-Man.
Your
what? My daughter
wants to be Spider-Man.
Daddy, play the Spider-Man. There's no Ghanaian representation in children's content, in whatever. And I know you are thinking big film. But the same way you're able to tell a compelling film that wins all these awards, the craft and the skill is there to empower a generation. So that maybe after my daughter's generation, they will not be following Spider-Man. They will be talking about somebody else. I don't know if you have any such plans in your pipeline.
What amazed all the people who have seen the film isn't the beautiful photography. What has amazed them isn't the direction. It's the story.
Yeah.
There's simplicity in the story. Everyone that has seen the film says, I love the story. Like at the Black Star International Film Festival, a journalist says, I'm rating 10 over 10 the story. So we can't do better cinematography than Hollywood.
No.
We can't do better art direction than Hollywood. But we can tell better stories than them.
Sounds good.
So we have decided that moving forward, let's tell our stories. Of course, some of these stories you've talked about need high budget.
Yeah.
But just like this film needs a very high budget, but there are ways of getting the budget. You need to prove yourself. So we have a lot of stories that we can tell without looking for the hundreds of thousands of dollars. But we can start it, get the investors to see it, and then come invest in it. Because we have not been able to sell our history well. But we have Kwekwananse. We have Okonoria. We have
story of the Busumchi, story of the dying.
Even we have a funny story of two rivers which we are told never meet.
Yeah.
And when one hunter joined them together, he turned into a palm tree somewhere. These are mythical stories, but they are no different from Harry Potter
at all.
So we want to tell our story. The only thing is most of our writers don't research. They stay in their bedrooms, imagine what they think Okono's story looks like, and write it. So you see the stories, and a historian tells you this is not Anoche. So it's important we go research, because when you read a very good script, the investors will come for it. But when I'm reading a story that you pay from Google, I won't put money in it.
Or AI.
AI. Now AI is making it easier for them. It sounds sad. So we are going to focus more on stories that are true to us.
Yeah.
But like I said before, we can't do it alone.
Yeah, in a positive light. I mean,
Exactly.
well, I like what you said about Harry Potter. They've managed to put it in such a way that Harry Potter is magic,
Exactly.
but ours is witchcraft.
Exactly.
You know, but it's the same thing.
Flies, Chewa flies.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Superman
I like
flies.
that.
I'll leave it right there.
I like that.
Superman flies, and it's cool. We fly, and
Before we
it's
crack our screen. So what is next? We're wrapping it up, but what's next now? So after all these now.
We're not done touring.
Okay.
We're still touring. One good thing we had is back in the state, we were fortunate to meet a Grammy Award winner, Will Covington, who has expressed interest in coming down to Ghana. We chanced on a few positive investors whom we are talking to come and invest in the film and in the industry. We're using this film to look for much more investors for not only us, but for filmmakers who need investment to do films equal to or better than what we've done. So currently we touring, and we are still back on our machines home, putting on the next script that we most likely in the not too distant future will go on location to film.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Does that feed into the free workshops that I'm being told you'll be working on? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
I've got about a minute on that, but I can speak.
Okay. So
I didn't ask a question.
Find Cinematic Workshop. It's an initiative that I put across.
Okay.
It's by the Salifu Foundation. It's a personal project I'm doing to help young filmmakers coming up and also existing filmmakers to polish up. So back in April, we had we had a collaboration with Academic City University, and we got about 10 sponsors from the US and China who give us products and things to give to our participants. And we have another one coming up. It's an annual thing we want to do to help young filmmakers coming up. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so wrap it up
Quick
for us.
one. Sound scoring, sound capture, sound design. That made this a reality. How did you go about that? And
I'll let the investor speak on it because it costs money.
Yeah. Okay, so I got someone from Ghana to give us a signature tune, Otokunor, and then after that I had to take the film to Belgium to do the sound, and then I took it to the UK to polish it and did the grading in the UK.
Thank you.
That's
wow.
It's okay.
That's all.
Quickly, we are representing a bigger team, and we're in Jamestown, just like director mentioned earlier. We're in Jamestown for a lot of times trying to make this happen. So there's a crew that we worked with, and it's a lot of them. We are Team Otokunor, so so Team Otokunor, thank you so much for making this happen. We love you, and
Well done.
let's go to the world.
Well done. Guys, thank you so very much. This has been good. So movie's out. Someone's asking, where do I watch it?
For now, it's not out.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still touring.
Okay.
There is a possibility it will be shown in Ghana this December.
Okay.
We're currently in talks with the Tourism Authority, and we almost forgot. The Tourism Authority has been amazing so far.
Okay.
We met them prior to our traveling, and they've given us a lot of opportunities. They will be screening our film during the year of return to the diasporans who will be coming in. They linked us to Amazon, helping us to put the film out there.
Right.
Yes, Amazon Prime. And also they are working hand in hand with us to make this even bigger than what we intended.
Okay.
And we are also using this means to push them to invest more in the film sector. Exactly.
Okay.
So we want to thank Kwesi Ajiman. He's been amazing so far.
Okay, so now we the layman, then we can't watch.
But now we'll
wait. I like that. That makes the process even nicer, and we even yearn for it the more. Thank you so very much for joining us here. Definitely, we're looking out for that. Your socials, is there any socials for Otokunor? Can get updates on there?
So my personal one is that guy called Chei Bafo.
And one for the film is the movie _Otokunor.
Okay.
And my personal one is at Director Hafiz.
Okay.
Mine is DK Usi.
Yes.
Join together.
Yeah, the people be sending DMs today. Boss, I like that. Thank you so very much. And our time is up. We have to wrap up now. Make way for what's next, both on Plus FM and on 3 Music. So before we go, don't forget it's an exciting time to be on Yango. If you are moving from one destination to the other right now, please download Yango. Just put in 3 Music as your promo code, and guess what? 20% off your first 2 rides. Bam, easy does it. On that note, our time is up. We are out of here, but don't forget that Fiesta Wrap It Up is also giving you a chance now to create a jingle or a hit song, 1-minute hit song using Fiesta Condom. Make sure the jingle highlights 3 of the Fiesta variants. Ensure it's well recorded. Develop a captivating dance for TikTok. For a TikTok challenge, submit both the video and the audio to fiestacondomsgh.com. fiestacondomsgh.com. Deadline is just in 3 days, 30th September. All right, stay updated with Fiesta Condoms on their pages for more information. Terms and conditions apply. It's J Serial, Lenny Olele, and the whole team, and we are out.